generals in God's army. A man at the front, not at the back, like me and you, warming his seat. A man with the tip of the spear. That's Cousin Johnny to me. Cousin Johnny was born to Louise and Tex Curtis, November 4th, 1950. Now, I know a lot of you know him as Reverend and Bishop, and we thank God for that. Those are great honors. But when we grew up, the Miles family and the Curtis family, we were very, very close, and we just knew it was Johnny. Dale and Dan, Ray and Francis and Tootie and Virginia and Shirley and Bear all grew up together in church. And look at us now, all in church again still. And Johnny loved music. Johnny started to play guitar about the age of 12. But our whole families, the Curtis families and the Miles families, love music. My dad was David Norman Miles. My mom was Marjorie Miles. My dad's sister is here, and that's Pat Smith. And my dad's sister was Aunt Louise Curtis. But when Ray and Johnny and Dale got together, and Dan, they would listen to records. They would play music together. And I remember Dale telling me a story. He said, man, we all played guitar, but Johnny was the best. We all played guitar, but we watched him just get better and better and better and better. And he said, we taught each other. He said, but we'd play the record, and Johnny would hear it, and he'd play it for us. We play the record, and sometimes to get the right key, he said, we turn the speed down on the record player. I don't know if any of you remember what a record player is. You're all too young for that, right? He said, we turn the speed down to slow it down to hear the right pitch. And that's how we learn to play. And Rod Ennis is not here with us, but Rod used to always talk about Johnny. He goes, man, Johnny's so good. It was so good. So good. And we all grew up in church. And Johnny started to help his mom and dad in church. And wherever church was at, our families were there. Revivals, we were there. In those tents, we were there. In the summertime, we were there. In the summertime, we were over at Seneca. We were there. One time I remember going to a revival with Arlene Cass, way out on the Navajo Nation. Are there any Navajo people here today? How many know where Lupton is at? I remember going with my mom out to Lupton. I said, where are we going? What's over here? And I got there, it was just a bunch of sand. And a big tent. And then little by little, cars start to come. Cars, trucks. There's hundreds of people there. It was an amazing thing to see. And more amazing, to hear Johnny play. Johnny played guitar like 10 men. Johnny didn't just play guitar, he destroyed the guitar. Johnny did not just play the guitar, he lit the guitar on fire. Like Jimi Hendrix, if he was saved. And you don't know. Jimi Hendrix might have went to heaven. You don't know. Johnny was our Jimi Hendrix. Johnny was our Muddy Waters. Johnny was our Santo and Johnny Sleepwater. Johnny was our Les Paul. He was our George Benson. You can't travel anywhere on any of these reservations and not hear a guitar player that plays like Johnny. Now don't get me wrong. It's very difficult to measure influence. It's very difficult to measure how influential a musician like Johnny is on bands like this. Because sometimes we Native people, Indian people, we don't always tell each other, you know what, I learned a lot from you. Thank you for showing me that. You know, Indian people, we don't always say, hey, Brother Ray, your hair looks so slick and sharp today. We don't always say that. And we didn't always tell Johnny how amazing he was. We didn't always tell him how good he was. But I guarantee you, those first 2-3 chords of Spirit of God, you felt like you were being lifted to heaven, didn't you? You felt God come into the room, didn't you? Whatever you feel right now, it's God in the room right now. Johnny's already there. I know this is supposed to be a eulogy, but Johnny's waiting. He said, I go and prepare a place for who? For you. And you, and you, and you. How do we honor the great? We celebrate them. We play their music, and we do what they said. We live out the words that they spoke to us. This is how you're going to honor Johnny in the years to come. Johnny's work is finished, but guess what? Yours has just begun. You're not too old. You're not too weak. I heard barely a month ago Johnny was on the road to Montana. In less than 30 days, he was preaching the gospel. When you're on fire for God, like Johnny, nothing will stop you. Not even death. He said, death, where is thy victory? Grave, where is thy sting? Death can't hurt him now. Because the same God that Johnny talked about is walking and talking in you if you believe. The same blessing that Johnny had on his life can walk and talk in you if you believe. I wouldn't stand here if I didn't hear the word of God preached under those tents with Johnny and Arlene singing and praising the Lord. I didn't make myself. I wouldn't be here if Aunt Pat, Aunt Louise, Uncle Tex didn't sing those songs on Neg-a-Nog. And sometimes they dragged us to church. They dragged us. We didn't want to go. We didn't want to go, but we went. I know we don't want Johnny to go. What a great gift. What a great talent. What a great man. A man who gave his life, his self, his body to God so God could pour in him. God could pour a blessing in him and pour it out to you. But you've got to be obedient. If Johnny was here, he'd say, you could do it too. Some of you can do it, but you're not